Now, on the eve of the 3-year anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war, Russia launched several waves of overnight missile and drone attacks on Ukraine, targeting Kyiv and other cities. A civilian was killed and several residential buildings and cars were damaged in the capital. Ukraine's Air Force says Russia fired a record 267 drones, the highest since the start of the war. 138 were shot down, while 119 disappeared from radars after being jammed. Ukraine claimed Russia also launched 3 ballistic missiles. Russia claims to have captured Novoli-Ubovka in Luhansk and struck military airfields, drone storage facilities and training sites. Ukraine says it repelled 54 attacks in the last 24 hours, including 21 near Pokrovsk. All this even as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is bargaining hard to have a seat for the peace talks. He has offered to step down from his position if Ukraine is given NATO membership.
If it's about peace in Ukraine and you really want me to leave my position, I am ready to do that in exchange for peace. Secondly, I can exchange it for NATO membership if there is such an opportunity. I'll do it immediately without a long conversation about it. I am focused on Ukraine's security today and not in 20 years. I don't plan to be in power for decades. Therefore, that's my aim and my dream.
Zelensky has several expectations as his European allies are set to meet Trump next week, from having no peace talks without Kyiv ensuring Ukraine's direct role in negotiations. Zelensky seeks meeting with US President Donald Trump before any Trump-Putin summit. He is demanding NATO membership for Ukraine along with long-term security guarantees from the US and Europe. He has stressed US-Europe unity to secure lasting peace. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, says Ukraine is expected to sign a mineral resources deal with the US this week as part of the war end efforts. This as Ukraine says $350 billion worth of its critical resources are in Russian-held areas as Washington pushes for mineral access deal. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says she held talks with the British and French leaders this weekend and all had pledged unflinching support for Ukraine. United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres has also urged a peace agreement respecting Ukraine's territorial integrity ahead of a crucial United Nations Security Council vote. The Russian Izvestia publication quoted the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Sergei Ryabkov, stating that the second stage of Russian-American negotiations will take place at the level of heads of departments. Now, according to reports, Trump-Putin talks will be held on February 25th in Saudi Arabia. The first round took place on February 18th. Our correspondent Anas Malik is on the ground in Ukraine, closely tracking the developments around the country's ongoing war with Russia. He has sent us this report from Kharkiv.
Well, we're in Kharkiv, which is the second biggest city of Ukraine. And Kharkiv is basically on the way towards Donbass region. And if my camera person can just pan and show you as well, these are the scenes in Kharkiv, how it looks like. Primarily because at one point the Russians were really close for getting into the city, but the attack was repelled. It's about 20 kilometers from here where the nearest Russian border is. And the city, well, right now it's giving a hustling, bustling look, but there is increased militarized presence over here in the city of Kharkiv. Anas Malik in Kharkiv, in Ukraine, for WION World is One.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.